So this week we're going to be looking a bit at sighting and how to work with topography, contouring, and a couple of different commands in Rhino that will help you both deconstruct models and construct models. So because of the way that we're going to run this series of tutorials, I've created a surface here. We can go ahead and hide the original surface. So this is the surface that we're going to be working with, and we're actually going to start with a deconstruction in this tutorial. Then we'll move into a construction of this this model, basically from the contour lines in a 2D fashion into both a stepped model and a smooth model like this one. And then the fourth tutorial is going to cover how to basically add a building to this site. So this is probably a lot more aggressive than a lot of the sighting that you guys will encounter. But for the purposes of the tutorial, this amount of aggressive geometry actually works really well. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the contour tool in Rhino. So if we look at this solid object, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create contour objects out of this. So I'm going to type the command contour, and the contour command is going to first look for a contour plane base point. So that's just going to be the bottom of our model. And then it's going to look for direction perpendicular to the contour planes. So if I want my planes to be running horizontally across the screen, I'm going to go vertically with this. So just snap to a point vertically. And then it's going to ask us for a distance between contours. So here I have 0.5 units, so here it's 0.5 inches. You would go through and figure out what you wanted your actual contour interval to be. So it could be a foot, it could be 2 feet, it could be 5 feet. Whatever you deem appropriate. And obviously the less distance between contours, the more refined your model is going to be. So if I go ahead and hit enter at 0.5, you can see that it's going to output a bunch of these contour lines. So because I have a solid object here, it's going to also trace around the outside. We can take a look at, if I explode this, we can take a look at what happens if I just do a contour model of this. So let's do again the contour command. The base plane is going to be my bottom corner. I'm going to go perpendicularly up, and then distance between contours. Let's do a really refined one here, and let's go to like 0.125. So you can see how that's generating my model there. And when I drag this out, if we look in the plan view, you can see just how much more detailed this actual model is than this model. So you don't necessarily need to have a solid to do this. You can really do this with any object, and it's just going to go vertically and give you contour lines at each one of those intervals going up vertically. This is also a technique that I usually introduce via a fabrication project. So this is really good for if you're trying to make, say, a stacked chipboard model or any other kind of stacked model. You can go through and do this process, and then these actually will automatically output the layers that you would then use for a laser cut to make a layer of chipboard here, another layer, and you can stack that up to simulate and approximate this curved form. So in the next tutorial, we're going to go over how to then flatten this and then how to basically three-dimensionalize it into a stepped model. And then the third tutorial, we're going to go over how to make it into a smooth model from this type of geometry.